beautiful ignited souls. Thank you for joining me. I am Crimey Queen, your partner in crime. The crime is about learning to love ourselves more and more. And of course, making sure we are well filled with love and that we are at a place of abundance. Because there's a text that says, for instance, I have come that you may have abundance or joy and have it more in abundance. The word abundance is somewhere about, hanging around there. Okay, but we are talking about the God, the first God of creation, or the created God. To be specific, we call the created God, but the created God is the God of creation. So, the God of creation or the created God is the first, he comes at the first entry. Now, where we are right now, we are actually around the blessed God or the ended God because we are completing a cycle and moving into another cycle. But it's important that we understand how the gods function within our makeup so we can know how to access them and how to use their creativity or the gifts that they have that we are the gods. They have just done something that, don't you know ye are gods, ye are gods. The statement is ye are gods, and this is the 369. We are going to hinge on that 369, 369, 369. I am wanting to believe right now. I don't know where this is coming from, but there are three, or maybe we need to find two more keys of the 369 scripture. I have found another one which I have put out there. I'm not sure if people are ready to understand it yet, but this one that I have just done, please look out for it. You will understand this now because this is not the time to hold on to information. It's the time to use information, utilize it to our benefit. So, again, like the 666, this is a series of threes here now, showing us because you heard a lot about the mark of the beast and so on, but this is all in this sacrifice of Jesus Christ. The word Jesus Christ comes into seven, which is five, meaning here we have Jesus is we have done this is five, and Jesus is 11 and Christ is five. 2 plus 5 is 7. We can see how 7 and of course comes into the whole of creation, including the day of rest. Let's I've been talking and I want to really concentrate on this here, the created God. So the created God is at the first entrance. So we will look at these aspects of the created God that I don't think I did before, because it is said in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. God created is the God of creation. This is where in Proverbs of the Holy Bible tells you a lot about seek wisdom, and you have to recognize wisdom. And then it's also says about, I was trying to find, it says, doth not wisdom cry? And then it also tells you she laughs and she's in the marketplaces, she's everywhere on the mountain and so on. I'm just seeing and all the words of my mouth are in righteousness. It's not this one, but there is a lot. Here it says, I wisdom dwell with prudence, yeah, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. I didn't even know where to find this, but Spirit is obviously guiding me. So we are now activating the gods within us, and this is on chapter 8 of Proverbs and verse 12. Now, 12 is very pinnacle here because 1 plus 2 is 3, and that's what sets things into vibration, just as Jesus Christ had 12 disciples, just as we have 12 zodiac signs, 12 hours of the day, 12 months of the year, and so on. So this is how we see the magnitude of the information or begin, because we could never really get all of it. So let's look at created. I have done some words and to show that everything is around food. And because food, of course, points us to the mouth, because mouth, the word mouth, mouth, actually equals 5. So just do this: 4, 6, 3, 2, 8. So this is 10, 23. 23, this is like saying life, Life, which is four letters, which is pinnacle. Here is like our 5 senses, the number 5. So we have 3, 9, 3, 9, 6. Again, this is like life is like showing us this is about the 369, but life of 18 and the serpent and the wisdom that tells us about going here and going there and looking for things and so on, has the 9 in the middle. This is where the language was confounded or mixed up. So it's like you start something and then you birth another to create something like human. This is what it's like. Hey, your W, you're dating. This is again the mouth, or your W, the other person, your twin flame, your other person, and you are birthing. When you get together, you are birthing, beginning something. This is why we are always saying I. We are always saying what if, right here, and then ending with Mother Eve. Okay, so enough on this. We see 2 plus 3 is 5. So we are talking about created. Now 5 we have seen, because created is 11. And of course, if we do 1, 1, we have seen, I don't want to keep repeating this, but 1, 1 is 7, and another 7 equals 14. And this is like the God of created, or the God of creation rather, is showing us that the all the gods are in this, because the word read is also there. It's also there in the word. So let's look at the position that the God comes in as one. So the first verse, we have Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, and this is what it's just come to me. I didn't plan it like this, so we were looking at this. Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, and God created. In the beginning God created, and this also equals 11. This is why when you see 11, 11, you know you are beginning something. This is the start of a new thing right here. So and this is how we had Neo. Remember Neo in the Matrix, where he was 5 and 5 and 6. Adding this together is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. This is Neo created. This is why the serpent was very present in the garden when we're talking about creation, because there was a new era, a new thing happening when it is said the serpent tempted the woman. So, and to show you how this number 5 we've been talking about, adding this 1, 1, because 1 is the same letters as this, as Neo, so it is 7. So 1, 1 is 7. Adding this together, 1 and 1, 1 and 1. We can see this reminds you, I don't need to explain this much to show you, this is where the mouth, the whole thing happens. So speaking of mouth, mouth, and there we have 7 plus 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. And so mouth is also 5. And this is something to understand how creation is happening through us. So another thing, if we just looked at 1, like of course created came into the first position, we have 1 indicating like the first position. So FIRST, I'm just going along with this. This is 99, 18, 20, 26, and 1 is 27. Now this tells me about the two creations as well. So this is 9. So it's like saying in the beginning, because the word beginning, BEGINNING, equals 9. It's 45. 4 plus 5 is 9. So hence this is why we also hear in the first shall be the last, and the last shall, I've done something on this, but here, so the word first, the first position is showing us that there were two sevens for the two creations right here, and that began another cycle of human or creation, or whatever it is. Having 5 letters also is very symbolic here. And created, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is showing about 6 days of creation, and the 7th day right here is the number 7. So when we also do the numerical value for 7, as in 7 letters, we see Mother Eve is in the middle right here. And so we have 1, 5, 4, 5, 5. Adding this together is 20. The reason why we need to pay a lot of attention to this is 20. We are in 2020. So we could say that the one we looked at, which is 7, 1 that equals 7, gives us 20 there. This is, I'm going to do this so you can really get this. Okay. So created is 11. So we have 1 and we have 1, meaning 1, which equals 7, and another 1, which equals 7. We have seen that comes to 5. Now, we'll deal with 5. Then we have, of course, that comes to 14. But let's look at 7, SEVEN, and SEVEN, because we are looking at the letters and the numerical value, because that's the language we have, or the symbols. We put them together to make sense of our world. This is the wisdom which, according to the scriptures as I have read, tells us that it comes in witty inventions. Inventions is not something that is just, it's something creative. Okay, so this equals 20 like we did, and this equals 20 also, and we are in 2020. So we can see that this in itself tells us that the year 2020 is a year that we need to pay attention to. Although this 2020, because it shows us as well as 20, it's the word 20. Okay, but we need to pay attention to what we read. We need to pay attention to the rates of things, all of those things, and all the words that we can get from the word created is giving us more meaning of how to make sense of our world, because this is where two creations are happening simultaneously. Two Eves are happening. This word 7 is to even things up. This is Eve, ready to even things up. The S is the two serpents that was with the two serpents of Moses, you could say. So it's the two serpents, the caduceus. Always two. Everything is double. So hey, I'm leaving you with this. I hope this will be like a start for you to really get with understanding the created God. There is another aspect I'm going to conclude on before we leave. There's 14 on the clock. Let's just finish the other because let's just do it as 2. So created is also 2. This is the part we need to do. Created is 11, which means it's also 2. So 2 is 2, 5, 6, which gives us 11, 12, 13. And so 13, like we have seen, like in the beginning, if we did the numerical value for 13, I believe is 9. So this is 5, 5, 5, 2, 9, 9, 8, 2. So this is 10, 20, 40, 45. 4 plus 5 is 9. So here we see in the beginning, we could see that this is telling us in the beginning were 2 9s. You could put it this way as well. 9 plus 9 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. That is telling us about beginning. Goes back to say in the beginning. The word beginning equals 9. And 9 is newness. It births. So here to make this to find sense out of this, 1 plus 3 is also 4, and 4 of course equals 20. Okay, 4, which is why we have in 2020 we have so much is happening because it's foundational. 4 is foundation. So let's take to 13 again. This is why Jesus and the 12 disciples would be 13. This is why it is said the number 13 is death. Here, in this sense, you see there's a newness is happening right there. Let's look at 1 and 3 just to break it down for you. So 1 equals 7 as we have done, and 3 equals 2. So 7 plus 2 is 9. You can see how this is still 9. 9, 9. This is the beginning, people. So 2, it was always 2 creations. Always 2 creation. There may be more, but this is what we have been handed. This wisdom is what we have right now. And the other thing that we need to pay attention to, this is why 2 creations are happening simultaneously right now, and we are going through this death that is happening, DEATH, which also equals 20. Or we are told about planting, or salve, or rock. I have done lots of videos on this. I don't want to go too deep in this right now, so I'm hoping that you would find something here. Please leave your comments if you have questions. Something is not really clear, or you can see something else, because by looking in this way you're looking for fresh eyes, so maybe you can also see something I hadn't seen, and to really make sense of this. So this is the created God, who also equals 4. Now on the sacrifice template, we could see that 4 has its position here, which is saying this is where a new beginning is happening, with the 3 in 1, like the Trinity, like Trinity in the matrix right here as well. Or the 4, which forms the 13 of number 2, forms the B, which coincides or really encapsulates the Last Supper. So 13 is this, But when Christ and his disciples come together and they shake hands and he gives them the bread and the wine and so on, they formed an agreement, which is the equal sign, EQUAL. They came equal. So because they were equal then, that's what it is, the agreement. So this is 8, 3, 1, 3 and 5. Adding this together, this is 11, 11, 12, 15, 20. So again, 20 is that, which is 2, or that's that agreement they have formed right there. So you can see how 2 comes into, this is the agreement number 13. They have the equal sign here and they form 2. So like 2 people become 1. And that's what we are talking about. So I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you find something from this. Please like and subscribe and share. And stay ignited and united as much as possible. See you again.